As students walk around the campus of Virginia Commonwealth University, they're right in the middle of the city of Richmond.
My students shop at the stores in the area, my students drive on the streets, my students eat in the restaurants, they hang out in the parks.
And lines on a map don't necessarily mean a clear division of people or ideas.
Well, one of the things that we know about the definition of community is that a community is defined by an area of interest as well as a geographic boundary. We try to get beyond that geography thinking and into what are the cultural overlays. If you have a university as large as Virginia Commonwealth this close to your neighborhood, it does change the culture. And if you are not cognizant of that, and if you do not take that into account when you're making your plans, then you will have missed important information.
In addition to spending most of her days on the VCU campus, Linda Hancock volunteers some of her off time as a board member of the SAFE Coalition, the community coalition where she lives.
Somebody invited me in to be a speaker, and then as I was leaving, they're like, well, don't you live in Chesterfield? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, would you volunteer? And I'm like, yeah, I would. So, I mean, all you have to do is ask.
College-age students are different from younger students. Knowledge that a coalition needs, especially a coalition that is used to dealing with middle and high schoolers.
Having Linda and I work together and think through processes together about how to present information does a good job in enabling us to help our community understand some of the dynamics of having a university close by. I think it has helped Linda to understand a little bit about kids coming into the college setting and what sort of mindsets they might have.
They don't often understand college-age students. I don't pretend to understand middle school and elementary students. They're awesome with those. What I understand is people that are in this age of rebellion. We work with slightly different subpopulations, but we have a lot to teach each other. So I think it's kind of a give and take. I can't keep my college students healthy if they live in a community that's a mess.
Since both groups have an interest in helping students, approaching the right people on campus can be key.
I'd find out who on that campus cared about substance abuse. That's where I'd start, because those people who care about substance abuse prevention on that campus will know the other key players at that campus.
I would probably start with the dean of students. If I didn't know anything about this university, I would start with the dean of students and begin to ask questions. Who in your organization has a passion for protecting young people against bad decisions around substance abuse? That dean would know somebody to talk to. I would certainly start with if there is a student wellness center. By definition, they're invested in the whole issue of making good decisions about substances and relationships. If there is an entity like that on campus, I would go there. Certainly the student health center where there are physicians and medical personnel. All of those folks are likely to have an investment in the issue of substance abuse prevention.
And during the college age of exploration and discovery, a unified front can make a difference.
I think in the best of all worlds that we would have like this seamless prevention thing that would embrace our population. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that, but that would be the best of all worlds. I know I've learned from my local community coalition, and I appreciate being a part of it.